Good evening, students. Today we are going to start our English 1, that is lesson on the trail, chapter number 6. And you see, student, page number 83, because first part I have already explained. And today we are going to see from the second paragraph, that is page number 83. Students, you take out your books so that it will be easy for you to understand the lesson. Now, you see the first sentence. The trip had attracted a wide variety of people, ranging from 27 to 73 in age. Now you see that the trip had attracted different ages of people. Some may be 20 and some may be of 70. So student, you see, there were the people that were from 27 of age to 73 in age. Some were very young and some were very old. So 73 years of age means you have to see that those people might have grown old, but they were very energetic. Now you see, students, 73 years of age might be like your grandfather or your grandmother. They might be taking stick, and with the support of the sticks, they might used to walk here and there. But you see, students, these trekkers, how energetic, because though they were 73, then also they were trying to trek. Their levels of fitness and trekking experience also varied. Now their fitness may be of different. Some are 2 feet and some are not 2 feet. And their trekking experience are also different. Some might climb up the mountain very fast, and some might climb the mountain very slow. For one of the participants, a lawyer, this was the first time he had ever been camping or hiking. Now, here the writer is telling that in that group there was a lawyer also, and that lawyer was trying for the first time, and that lawyer had come for trekking for the first time, and he might be facing a lot of problem. Then also he was trying. Although a few of the physically fit trekkers were far ahead of the group, most of us were lagging. Now, the trekkers, those who were physically fit, they might have reached the top part of the mountain, but some are still far behind, because those who are not too fit, they are trying their level best to move ahead. But some, those who are very fit, they might have reached very far. One or two people were really struggling. You see, students, means those who are not fit or those are little bit aged, they were still struggling, means they were trying very much to climb up the mountain. It wasn't by accident that the first part of the trek was only half a day. And it wasn't by accident what happened. That day only they trekked only half of a day. About midway to camp, our servers greeted us with fresh lemonade and a snack of toast and scrambled eggs. Now what happened, you see the students, that about midway to camp means in the middle part of the camp, means on the midway means in the middle of the road to camp. What happened, you see, some of the Sherpas were the people, Nepali people, those who used to help the trekkers. And they are welcoming the trekker with what? Fresh lemonade and a snack of toast and scrambled eggs. They were giving lemonade also, snack of toast also, and scrambled eggs. And after taking this, what happened? This lifted our spirits, means it inspired them or it made them happy, means their tiredness might have gone after taking the fresh lemonade, snacks of toast, and scrambled eggs. And soothed our weary limbs. And after taking this, what happened, student? You see, it made them feel less tired and they would get energy by having it. We congratulated ourselves for having reached so far, and now they were very happy and they were congratulating themselves because they could able to reach so far. And they were encouraging one another, and they were supporting one another to continue up the hill. And they were praising one another that, yeah, you could do it, you could climb, you could trek. Like that, they were encouraging one another, so that by encouraging each other, they could able to get to the topmost part of the hill or the mountain where they were willing to go. When we finally crossed over the hill, we had climbed more than 800 meters. You student, you see, when they crossed over the hill, they had climbed more than 800 meters. See, students, climbing 800 meters of hill or a mountain is not easy. How much trouble they might have faced, but they were still climbing on. We had walked much more than that in terms of kilometers, of course. And the trekkers telling that they might have walked, or the writer was telling that they might have walked much more than that in terms of kilometers. Means 1000 meters used to make 1 kilometer. One of the participants calculated that this was more than 3000 stairs, but who was counting? And one of the trekker might be telling that they might have climbed 3000 stairs, 3000 steps, but who was counting? For several days, the Annapurna range teased us. We would catch a glimpse of it peeking through the mist, then it would disappear behind a curtain of clouds. Hiking along the trail, it felt as if the background had been hidden. Now, here the writer is telling that for several days, the Annapurna range was teasing them. Sometime it is coming, and sometime due to cloud they could not able to see. And here the writer is telling that they could catch a glimpse, they could catch a quick look of its peeking through the mist. Mist is like dew, that sometimes the mist used to disappear and sometimes the mist used to appear. When the mist used to disappear, then they could able to see the Annapurna range. Then it would disappear behind a curtain of clouds. And when the mist used to disappear behind a curtain of clouds, curtain means, you understood, student, it is like a cloth that is to hide something. And here the writer is telling the mist is like the curtain of clouds, and when it used to disappear, they could able to see the Annapurna range. Hiking along the trail, it felt as if the background had been hidden. The clouds were like a vast white screen just beyond the edge of the cliff. I wondered when we would be able to view the world's tallest mountain range. And student, you see, hiking along the trail, it is felt as if the background had been hidden. Now, whenever they were hiking, whenever they were moving along the trail, it felt like that if the background had been hidden. Means it could not be seen, or as it they felt like that the background had been hidden. And the clouds were like a vast white screen just beyond the edge of the cliff. And the clouds which were there like a vast white screen beyond the edge of the cliff. I wonder when we would be able to view the world's tallest mountain range. And here the writer was wondering that when they would able to see the world's tallest mountain range. And always they are willing to see the tallest mountain range. And whenever they would see that the tallest mountain range is nearer to them, then they used to feel happy, and it used to give them energy to move forward. Because while trekking, they might be very tired and their legs might be feeling pain. Then also they were trying, and if they could see the tallest mountain range, it will wake up their spirit, or it will give them energy so that they will try their best to reach the tallest mountain range. With no peaks visible, I started looking around at the surrounding forest. It was surprisingly lush. Thick moss hung from the trees. Gigantic ferns grew in layers up the hillside. Now they could not able to see any peaks. And the writer was looking around at the surrounding of the forest, that whether he may able to look the peaks or what. And it was surprisingly lush. And what happened, you see, that about around their surrounding, they could able to see the thick moss. Moss is a small green plant without flowers. And those moss hung from the trees. Student, if you go to a forest, then you might able to see the moss which used to hang from the trees. And at the same time, they could able to see the gigantic ferns also. And they could see huge ferns grew in layer up the hillside. And student, I think that you have seen fern. Ferns is a plant with large delicate leaves and no flowers that grow in wet areas or is grown in a pot. And they could see huge ferns in layers of the hillside those were growing. And also they could see the rhododendrons towered more than 10 feet, and they could see a bushes with large red, purple, pink, or white flowers that is known as rhododendrons. And it is like a tower, and that height might be 10 feet or 3 meters above us. So 3 meter above us means you are understanding that the rhododendrons might be like tower which is 10 feet or like 3 meters. Tree growing flowers hide among the branches, and the tree growing flowers are hiding among the branches. Perhaps the mountain gods had purposely hidden those magnificent mountains so that we would better appreciate the forests that surround us. And here the writer is telling that the mountain god might have hidden those magnificent mountains. Means the mountain god might have hidden the beautiful mountains so that they would better appreciate the forest that surround us. So student, with this only I ended the class. Again little bit left. I'll start in the next class. Okay, thank you student.